Hi, this is Terry Lee, and this is video 5 in our series called Notebook 1, number 1, because we're going to be making more notebooks, obviously, and there was no reason to really name each one, even though this one is kind of a steampunk style. I'm trying anyway because I've never done it before, and I don't have any of those little gears and stuff, so we'll have to see how it works out. I'm sorry about my voice, and my allergies are acting up today. So, done with the apologies. So what you're going to need for today is the papers for number 10. I made a flying. Oh, that's why. You're going to need the papers for number 10, number 11, number 12. That's a surprise. And you're going to need a small invitation envelope. And that's for the first part. Then I'm going to end this video if we have enough time. And actually, you're going to need some cards as well. Some cards that are big enough to go in here, which I have, and I'm going to show you real quick. And I have a card that will fit in here as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the paper on number 10. I'm not going to make you watch me glue every single one. However, I want to at least show you why I picked the ones I did. For number 10, this one, I like the way that the decoration that's on it, or the picture that's on it, fits here. You've got the big notepad here, and we can put a pocket down here. And then number 11 is fairly blank, but it does have some stuff in the background. The writing is right side up, yay. And because we're going to try to put something here, I'm not really sure what yet. And then this is for number 12. Let me move this out of the way. This is for number 12. It's going to go on here. I cut it. I cut the little rounded parts off of the envelopes. So all I had to do was cut a square piece to go on here instead of cutting out, around. And that's going to make it a lot easier. And then this is the paper for the back. So let's do a couple, and then I'll show you the things that I added on. All right. Okay, so we're going to put this one on here. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is that because this pocket cuts out here, remember we put a vertical pocket here, that we don't want to cover the paper all the way up. We just want the paper to be here. So then all the subsequent papers are going to be even with that as well. Just because I thought it would look better. Okay. So we'll do this one. Then I'll show you what's new. And I haven't decided. I'm going to put coffee dyed paper on the back of the cards. But I haven't decided whether I'm going to use double-sided tape or glue stick or both. Glue stick on a card that size tends to dry before you can get the whole thing, glued. So I'm not sure. Boy, my hands are really off this morning. I'm having a allergy / I don't know, cold or something going on. So we're going to put this one on here, and we're going to do our best to make it fairly level with that one. And now see, if we put something on here, even if we decide to just put a loaded pocket or something, then we're not covering up a busy pattern, you know, like this for the whole page. And this same with number 12. Okay, so number 12 is going to go there. And then these are the cards. I've got 2. This is the card for 1. This is the card for the smaller one. And they're sitting on the coffee dyed paper. I spray mine. Some people soak theirs or whatever. I'm going to, on this small one, pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and, I don't use the wet glue because it shows through. This paper isn't that thick. If I had coffee dyed some cardstock, which I've done before, then I would be okay using a wet glue. But you glue the card, not the paper. This is kids glue that's purple until it dries. So I kind of like that I can see a little bit whether it's dry or not. And sometimes it's hard to get all the way to the edge. I should be gluing this on something else. You know, like have some other kind of paper underneath it. And then we're going to turn this over. This is Gorilla Glue. So supposedly it would be as strong as the regular Gorilla Glue. Now all I have to do is cut out around the card. It looks like this corner didn't stick. I got Gorilla Glue on me. Maybe I'll turn into a gorilla. Okay, and so we'll do the rest of the cards that way. This is the other card. I really like this one, the Argonauts. Okay, now on, we'll come back and I'll have all that done. And of course, I've inked them all. And all the papers too. Okay, and this is another envelope like this. This is number 13. And remember, it opens like this. This is where the other big card is going to go. We'll go over this. And then this is going to be attached here. And I'm not sure that I'm going to paper this. That's why I haven't papered this one yet either. To make a theme throughout, I may just leave the coffee dyed envelope the way it is and just put ephemera on it. And I'm really leaning that way, because why go to all the trouble to do this and then just cover it with paper? It doesn't really make any sense. When it opens out, it can be a pocket, possibly. I'm going to look at that. If it can't be a pocket, then I will cover the back. All right, but I want to cover this first and then glue this in to make it easier to cover this paper. Maybe we'll do that. This is number 12, right? Yep. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just do it to it. And then I'll show you again how to do those envelopes. And if you're new and you haven't seen me do this before, if you didn't start out with video 1, if you just happen to come across this video, I don't glue the whole paper. I glue around the edges, and I put quite a bit in the corners, and that gives me enough, and it looks like I'm putting more on there than I am. I'm kind of scraping the nozzle of the, now this one's taller, so it's okay that it's not level, but I've made the bottoms even. Okay, So we've glued this on. And we're definitely going to put something here. That's why I just put something that had a pattern at the top. I've tried to go ahead and keep a little bit of the blue all the way through. There's the blue butterfly. I've got a blue butterfly to fussy cut out. Let's go ahead and glue this envelope in. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this We're going to glue this in. And we're just going to slide it in. That way we still have our pocket. We're just going to slide it in, make sure that it closes. It's a little tight there. Make sure that it closes. And now we've got our envelope in there. Okay, now I've also, for one of these envelope pages, probably this one, I've got this side tuck that I'm going to put on here. And so since it looks really cool, I may leave this brown. And then we're going to put stuff in here. I'll have to erase the number 13. Okay. And then I've got this that I'm probably going to put along the edge of it. Right here. Okay, but I don't want to do that yet, but I just wanted to show you. We're going to do all this in the second part of 5, but I'm just getting you ready for what you're going to be doing. These are going to be the tabs on the cards, this is. And then I'm going to put these somewhere. I'm not sure where. I thought maybe I would put them sideways like this and make them into tabs for a card. So these are things, the reason I'm showing you this and not doing them yet is because I want to show you that these are the things that you can think about. Those are offcuts. You know, those are pieces that I cut off. And I accidentally had something on top of here when I was inking it. And that's another reason that I needed to either cover it, or with this, it covers that mistake up. Okay? Now, let's do the back. They're starting to make a lot of noise upstairs, so we'll pause after this. Now, this is the back. And I marked them for the top so that when I put them on correctly. This one, once again, lines up across. I may have to trim that little bit of a corner, but it isn't very much. I can hear them talking. They're very loud. So let's get this glued on, and then we'll stop this part, and then all the parts I showed you we will do when I come back. I wanted to get this done real quick. I wasn't going to have you watch me glue these, but I wanted to show you why I picked the ones I did. Now this is kind of curved, the back. I should have glued this paper on earlier when it was flatter, but I didn't think of it. So I'm going to put this down here. Oh, and I might be able to get away with it. I think I did. I don't think I'm going to have to trim any of that corner. Looks like I'm going to have to put a little more glue right here, which is kind of funny considering how much glue I put in the corners. Now I need to open this up because a little bit of glue spilled somewhere. Okay, So since they're making a bunch of noise upstairs and my voice is about to give out, we're going to call it 5A here. We're going to talk about these other 2 envelopes next time. I'll have the cards papered, and we'll get that part done too. And we'll be moving right along in our notebook number 1. I really love this paper. I really do. All right. I will see you in the next half of this video. I'm going to put you on pause now. Okay, we're back. This is still part 5, or video 5. I've been fighting with my cell phones, so we'll just pretend like my nails haven't all gone to pot. What I was going to do is something different than we're going to end up doing at the end of this video. Before we start video 6, I just wanted to show you that I've spent some time cutting up a small bit of ephemera. And since I've never done steampunk before, this may end up being eclectic. I don't have any of those cogs and wheels and things like that. I do have some little dials and stuff cut out, but we'll see. But while I was gone, I went ahead and papered these like I said that I would. So there's coffee dyed paper on the back of each one, plus I inked around all of them. This one looks so cool. I almost put it right here on the front, but then I realized that I liked some other stuff better. It's all piled up right here, but I took a photograph of it so that I could remember how I had it. It's a tip that you might want to think about doing. If you've got your thing all laid out, but you have to take it apart to glue it, then you might want to take a photograph of it so you remember how you had it. Now, I paper clipped it all together because we were going to be working on the book, so I didn't want to lose what I had for the page, and it's that way throughout the first part of the book. So now what we are, and this is that pocket. I inked that all up, and as you'll notice, I didn't realize at first, but look, it makes the cover of it look really good too. So that was a bonus. That was an unanticipated bonus. So now what we are going to do that we have left to do, so we've done the cards for envelopes 12 and 14. That's these 2. And then this is for one of the smaller ones. It's just an extra one that I didn't have listed. And I don't have any tabs on these right now. I did set aside, let me go this way. I printed out a whole sheet of this pattern. It came as one strip like this in the kit. Remember, it was a whole strip. There's a whole strip right there. And I used Publisher to copy paste. Well, first I cropped it, then I copy and pasted it until I had a page like this. Now, I can use this in several ways. I can use it as a background for something, which I probably will. Then I can also cut strips again, just like this. And I'm probably going to do that as well. And I'm going to make the tabs for the cards out of them. So I printed out 2 pages. If you want to see how to crop and paste and do things in Publisher, I have made a video on that. So just go back through the Sweet Pea Papers playlist and look for the ones under the playlist of computer tutorials, and you'll find the one on Publisher on how I did that. Okay, so now what we are going to do is I cut and inked the paper for 16. I was going to put it over here on 17, which is the inside back. And then I realized that I had these 2 envelopes that I wanted to use, and I'm going to put them back here. Now, I'm not sure because they don't lay super flat, but I think I can put them under a book overnight and flatten them, and that's why they're going to be in video 6 as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece that doesn't have a whole lot of stuff going on. Then we're going to cut little slices in there, and we're going to tuck the envelope flap in, and then we're going to put them on the page to where they look like this. Okay, and then we're actually going to decorate the backs. We're going to decorate the backs. And then I think we're going to leave the fronts like we did the other envelopes, and just put ephemera on them, or possibly, you know, a pocket or a tuck or something. Okay, so that's what we were going to do at the end of video 5, but then I realized that we better do that in video 6 and make all one video out of it. So all we have left to do now that you've done your cards, right? You did your cards. We're going to need more cards, but there's some cards. Then all we're going to do now I picked this paper because it has this writing space on it. And I really liked the other ones. This guy is a different guy, but he matches the guy that we have throughout. Oh, actually, that's the same guy, but he's different than the guy in the front. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and glue this page down, and we're going to try to cover as much of this envelope as we can, which it doesn't really matter because of the style of the notebook. But I've refilled my ink, so I'm going to have to be careful. I mean, my glue, so I'm going to have to be careful here. Let's get our strings and things out of the way. I actually, when I refilled this, I did it at my computer desk for some stupid reason, and some of the glue got on my desk, and I almost glued my keyboard to my desk. And then to top that all off, there was a puddle of it, like I said, and I almost glued my keyboard down, but I have contact paper on my desk, and it's been there for 20 years. I kid you not, 20 years it's lasted, and now it has a bubbled up area where the acetone in this glue ate the plastic of the contact paper. I have some more, but 20-year-old contact paper probably won't stick. And apparently I cannot use Fabrifix because it will eat through the contact paper and not glue it down. All right, so we're just going to stick this on here. I'm going to move it over enough that you see the edge. And just center it on the page. Make sure that it's straight from top to bottom. They're still remodeling upstairs, so my dog is barking at them because he needs to let them know who's boss. All right, so we've got that glued down. We've cut up a bunch of ephemera, which I didn't feel that you needed to watch me do. But all of this either came with the kit, which is called Steampunk by Victoria Design. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. Except for a bunch of these little gears and safe knobs and things like that, which I got off Pinterest, and I made sure that they were copyright free. So like these dials, and let's see. Well, I thought I had the page where I cut them all out. I guess I should have set that aside if I wanted to show it to you. But anyway, my dog is going nuts. So we're going to call this it for video 5. And I will see you in the next video, which will be just a second for you and a day for me. Bye-bye.